my channel, Live with Annette, where we talk about everything single parenting. So today we are going to be diving into another topic, another interesting topic on single parenting, which affects every one of us. So in today's episode, we are going to be talking about SPSS. I know a lot of you out there watching me right now will be wondering what is SPSS? But that's why we are here today. That's why I am here today, to explain to you what SPSS stands for. SPSS simply means single parent stress syndrome. I know a lot of us single parents out there may probably be going through this situation, but do not know or even realize that that is what is happening to them. But today, after watching this video, you're going to understand and be aware of the various symptoms in case you come across them or come across someone who suffers from this symptoms. You'll be able to identify that this person is going through SPSS. Is there any single parent out there who can hit the chest and be like, I don't experience stress, I am not stressed, I am free of stress? Because globally, stress has been identified as the number one issue faced by single parents out there. So much so that the single parent stress syndrome has been recognized as a real hardship faced by single parents. So it's important for us to understand that going through stress as a single parent does not affect just the single parent alone. It affects their immediate surroundings, it affects their children, it affects their family or families. But what exactly is stress, single parent stress syndrome? What triggers it? And how do you recognize the symptoms of SPSS? And how can you manage the symptoms when you recognize them? That is exactly why we are here today, to discuss about all of this so that we are all informed of what SPSS is all about and to be able to manage and cope with it effectively. So stay tuned, do not go anywhere, and please do not forget to click on the notification bell below, hit the subscription button, share my video if you find my tips helpful to you. So what is SPSS? Like I said, SPSS stands for single parent stress syndrome. So it is a term that is regularly used to describe the stress and the pressure that single parents experience or single parents go through, be it from emotional, physical, and the mental strain that comes from the responsibilities of taking care of a child or taking care of children single-handedly. If you're a single parent like me, you understand that juggling work, household chores, finances, parenting doesn't come easy. Sometimes it could be very overwhelming and cause you to break down, cause you to get stressed, cause you to be tired. It entails a lot, it's demanding. So as a single parent, how do you manage all of this and still be able to stay sane and still be able to control your stress levels? So SPSS, it's not a medical condition. It's not as if you go to the hospital, you feel sick and you go to the hospital today and the doctors will be like, yeah, you have been diagnosed of SPSS. No, it's not a medically diagnosed kind of situation. However, it is a term that is used to acknowledge a unique kind of stress that is faced by single parents, a stress that affects them in a kind of way that if not properly managed, if not properly controlled, can lead to other things, can lead to substance abuse, can lead to addiction, can lead to a lot of other things. So that is SPSS. But the first advice I would want to share here today is that, like I always say, as a single parent, do not always try to do by yourself. It's not possible. If you start feeling overwhelmed or feeling a certain way, always try to talk. Always try to look for people or someone that you feel confident or you feel safe around them to talk about your issues with them. It helps you. So we are going to be talking about the causes or the triggers of SPSS. There is no particular order in the triggers that I'm going to be sharing out here today. The first trigger that I'll be sharing with you guys today that brings about this situation or this condition is the fact of raising children alone without any support, without anybody to share your responsibility or share the responsibilities with. It's very exhausting. It's very tiring. You can agree with me if you're a single parent, or even if you're not a single parent. For those who are married, living in a home, in a traditional kind of setting, sometimes there are some women that still find themselves making all the decisions at home, or the men making all the decisions without the support of the other person. It's just the same like a single mother. But in this situation, there is nobody there, So you find yourself making all the decisions by yourselves, making all the planning by yourselves, cooking by yourself, doing all the things that you need to do that needs to be done by yourself, which is very exhausting. The second trigger is financial constraint and the pressure to provide for your family, the pressure to meet up with the needs of the children, be it school needs, be it social needs and everything. It's another contributor to stress. The fact that you have limited financial resources, the fact that you have limited access to what you desire or what you want, and you cannot meet up to those responsibilities, it's just another reason for that person to fall into a state of SPSS. That's why I keep encouraging, whether you're a single parent or not, I encourage people out there, I encourage us out here on this platform to always try to get ourselves busy. There are lots of things that we could do as single parents. I'm going to make another video for this, like easy available jobs for single parents that you can juggle around with your schedule, with the children and every other thing, and still be able to provide for yourself and for your children. Because not only are we battling with the stigma that is being placed on us because we are single parents, we come back home and we have to go through a lot of other things that contribute to increasing our stress level. It's real, guys. It's really, this SPSS is really real. It can affect us. It can affect us in many ways. Like I said, it can cause you to become an addict. It can cause you to become sick. Yeah. So let's take care of ourselves. It's very essential. It's very important. And finally, another contributor to stress as a single parent is loneliness and lack of social support. As single parents, I'm speaking from experience. As a single parent, you have so much to take care of, especially a single parent who works, because I am a single parent who works and go to school. So I have school, I have work, and I have parenting. So sometimes you are so overwhelmed with all of these activities that you do not have. You forget about your own self. You forget that you need time for yourself. You have so much responsibilities that you don't have enough time to socialize, to go out and do other stuffs. So you become lonely, you become isolated, you begin to isolate yourself, you begin to, I always encourage us single parents out here, make out time for yourself, take care of yourselves. That we are single parents doesn't mean that the world has come to an end. We just need to plan ourselves. We just need to make out time for ourselves. Now let's identify the signs of SPSS. It's important to know that knowing the signs, understanding the signs will help you to manage this situation very effectively. Will help you not to ignore what you're going through or what your body is communicating to you. And it's also important to know that some of these signs may vary from person to person because our bodies respond to situations in different ways. The way your body may react to a certain situation may differ from how my body reacts. But in any case, understanding and knowing the signs when you see them or when you find yourself reacting to them may help you to know that you're going through something that may need help, that may require help, so that you don't stay alone and suffer alone. So the first sign, in no particular order, is feeling fatigue, constant fatigue and exhaustion. When you're constantly feeling tired, you're constantly being exhausted from doing maybe one or two things, maybe you should think about SPSS and think about meeting a doctor to talk about your situation. The second sign is the fact that you find it difficult in concentrating and making decisions. Some people may react to SPSS in that way, like they can actually make concrete decisions for themselves. And another way that you may think about SPSS is when you constantly have mood swings. You're constantly being irritated by something irritates you, little things irritate you. Then you have insomnia and disrupted sleep patterns, which could also be a symptom for SPSS. We have physical symptoms too that you could look out for, like headaches, stomach aches, and muscle tensions. I know that some of you will be like, yeah, but you've talked about having headaches, you've talked about stress, you've talked about symptoms here that people have them every now and then. Yeah, it's okay. Yes, we do have headaches every now and then. It's normal to feel stressed. Normal stress, which doesn't, last for a long period of time. But the symptoms I'm talking about, every symptom, when they tell you it's attributed to something, it's when that symptom becomes exaggerated, when it keeps recurring, when it keeps happening over and over, it is constant. Then they tell you that you should go meet a doctor, a specialist, because there could be a possibility that you're suffering from this thing or that one. So these symptoms I'm talking to you about becomes effective or becomes in play when it becomes constant, when it becomes repetitive. Then you think like, oh, maybe something is wrong with me, maybe I need help. Then you can go meet a specialist for that, or subscribe yourself to groups and to help you talk and take out some, there are some stress relief activities that you could do to help yourself. So guys, if you're still watching me till this point, it means what I'm saying has some bit of sense and it's important to you, and it's important for someone could benefit from this information. So please do not forget to share my videos. Do not forget to like, subscribe and comment. Leave your comments below and be sure that I am going to connect to you anytime I see your comment. And always feel free to share your experience with us in the community section. For everyone to connect, for people to connect and know that they are not alone, but to know that they are not fighting this battle of single parenting all by themselves. Yes, so we now know what SPSS is all about. We have defined it. We have talked about the triggers. Now let's talk about the coping mechanism. How can you cope with SPSS when you realize that you are suffering from insomnia, having headache, or you are unable to take decisions or make decisions by yourself because of the stress you're going through? How do you cope? How can you cope with SPSS? That is what we're going to be talking about next. Sometimes we do not go out for treatment when we find ourselves in these situations because we think of the cost of getting that treatment, which, by the way, to me, if you're sick and you need treatment, it doesn't matter how much it costs. If it's something that will help you come out from that state, then it should be worth it. But when it comes to SPSS, be rest assured there is no expense. All you need to do is to be bold enough, is to be courageous enough to tell yourself that I need help. It starts your healing. The healing process starts when you accept, when you acknowledge that I am in this situation and I need help. Once you accept and acknowledge that you are in a position that requires help, then your healing starts. And when you have reached that point, then what would you be doing next to help yourself? Creating community, creating support groups, or registering in support groups. Look for support groups, build support networks, reach out to groups that are all about single parenting, all about sharing experiences about single parenting, their struggles, their hurdles. Build that network. Connect yourself to something like that helps you. You attend workshops once in a while. And in support groups, you're going to find emotional help. You're going to find practical tips that they will give you on how to manage yourself. And sometimes you would even find financial supports in some of these support groups. All you need to do is find yourself one. There are even some applications online that you could subscribe to that have real people with real life experiences with whom you could connect to, you could bond with and share your experiences to help you, go through this situation. Also, we should learn to ask for help. I can do all by myself. It doesn't help. It cannot help you. You are going to break down one day. You're not a Robocop. Learn to delegate responsibilities to other people. Learn to, I always say sometimes we single parents, because of the situations that caused us to be in that position, we tend to want to be like, yeah, I can do it all by myself. Not wanting to be judgmental. Sometimes it's just because we find ourselves doing everything because the other partner might not be that responsible to want to participate in the activities or in their own part of the responsibilities. So we find ourselves doing everything. But you could, like I said, support groups, families, friends, use your family. You could delegate responsibilities to your friends who are available to help, family members who are around to help. Do not try to do everything by yourself, and at the end of the day you die in the process because you are too stressed out, or at the end of the day you're just making life difficult to some innocent humans who did not ask to be here in the first place. So the next coping mechanism that I will be sharing is about self-care, practicing self-care, which is very essential. I talk about this every day as a single parent. Learn to take care of yourselves. It is very important. It doesn't matter if you're a man as a single parent or you're a woman as a single parent. Self-care is a non-debatable factor. Make out time for yourself. Go have fun with your girlfriends, with your boyfriends. Enjoy yourself. Take out time sometimes away from all this children or noise. Sometimes your life, 90% of your life is just about you and the children and every other thing. Why not use 10% to let it just be about you? No one will call you selfish. It's not about being selfish. It's about coming back to your senses to be able to give a positive energy to the people you are bringing up, to the people you are taking care of, because just being around them and oozing this negative energy because you are stressed and because you are worried doesn't help you or the children. Rather, it creates an environment of toxicity. It creates a toxic environment that would somehow harm the children in some way without you, the parent, not really knowing. It's not something you intentionally do. You do it unintentionally because you are stressed, you have a lot of things going on, you don't have time for yourself. So taking out time for yourself helps you to untangle, helps you to relax, helps you to distress your head from all the things that have been going on in your life. And then when you come back with a new renewed spirit, ready to forge ahead. Yeah. Also, setting realistic goals for yourself. Not trying to go overboard, not trying to do more than you can afford because you want to prove a point to people who don't matter. You get. Set realistic goals for yourself, realistic expectations that you can achieve them for you and your family. And last but not the least, seek professional help if need be. Look out for a therapist or a counselor who can help you, who can follow you up through this situation, through this condition that you're going through. They are better placed to understand, to carry you along, to hold your hands and talk you through the situation so that you come out from it in a better way. You get? Because at the end of the day, like I always say, the better we feel in our spirit, in our mind, the better children we raise. Because our children, we may think that they are small, they are tiny, they don't understand what is happening with us. But mind you that every bit of stress that we go through, they go through, because it's like it's a connection. They go through, they understand when we are stressed, they understand when we are pain. So when we act out of stress, it affects them as well. So we do not want to give credit to those people out there who keep saying single parents, children brought up from single parents home, they are like this, they are crazy, they are blah blah blah. Let's change the narratives by taking care of ourselves as single parents so that our children will be better off in the future. So guys, we have come to the end of this session for today. If you enjoyed every bit of content I put out here today, please do not forget to like my video, subscribe, share, comment, and hit the notification bell below so that each time I post a new video, you'll be the first to get notified. Thank you all for joining in today. Stay blessed and may God bless you all. Love you. Bye-bye.